Hey, Tolo Flava. Leitao Dr. John Peterson here. TE2 Sports Cards coming at you live and direct, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Oh, hope everybody's doing well out there. Got some warm weather here. Hit 82 today in the Twin Cities. It's supposed to be 82, 83 tomorrow, which 83 is the record back in 1931. So getting some warm weather, which is nice. All the snow and the ice is pretty well melted. So got a PSA reveal here today. Sent these in on December 30th. It's been a bit. Yeah, a little over 4 months. Went through Got Baseball Cards, so that adds another week because it takes them time to send them out to California. I don't do direct subs with PSA. I always go through Got Baseball Cards or 3 stars. Mostly vintage. In fact, I think it's all vintage. And some of it was stuff that I picked up on auction through eBay. I think some of these were in BVG slabs. Some of them were raw that I bought locally sourced. So it just kind of depends. Trying to stay hopeful with PSA. It's been really tough. Been watching a lot of reveals and people are just getting hammered. And not just on the vintage. The ultra modern's getting hammered too. And definitely the 80s and 90s stuff. I have had some luck with a few cards, a few things that come back as 10s, but as you can see, the big stack is the 9s on the left, and then underneath the Irving are some 10s. So yeah, that's it's been a tough go for folks with PSA, and it's hard to not go with them because I mean they carry the biggest value in terms of resale. So all right, let's get into this totally blind reveal. I haven't looked at these at all. Just opened up the box. First card, this is just a fantastic card. 1963 Topps, Pride of the NL. It's a Willie Mays and Stan Musial card. I'm gonna cover the grade here. I felt like this was a 7. I think it was in a BVG slab, but I wouldn't be surprised if this got a 6. But just, it doesn't really matter. I love this card. Hopefully it comes back as a 7, but let's take a look. Oh, got a 7. All right. I'm feeling pretty good about that. I think it was in a BVG slab, might have been a 7.5. So I've seen BVG stuff come back from PSA a grade and a half lower. So I've seen 7.5s come back as 6s on the vintage end. So to have this come back as a 7, I think is pretty damn good. Really tough to get these. Sorry about the reflection. Tough to get these clean down on the bottom. You can kind of see. Looks pretty good. Pretty well centered. Don't recall what I paid for this. I can do another episode where I let you know what I paid for these and what the approximate value is. Next card is a 63 Topps Whitey Ford. I think this was in a BVG slab as well. If I'm not mistaken, it was a 7, BVG 7. So looks like the centering's off a little bit top to bottom and left to right, so I'm expecting a 6. Yep, got a 6. Little snowing too, so you're gonna run into that with these older vintage cards. Not my favorite Whitey Ford card, but still a classic. I thought the registration was good, and overall just thought it was a pretty nice card. So I don't have many 63s, so I figured I'd pick up a few of them. Here's another 63. It's a Warren Spahn, winningest left-handed pitcher in the history of Major League Baseball. 363 wins, if I'm not mistaken. Started as a rookie in 41 and pitched for 20 20 seasons, 22 seasons. Actually, 42 is when he started. Wrapped up in 62, although he's got a 64 card. Actually, no, he played well through 62. He played, there's a 64 card of his. There might even be a 65, I'm not sure. So let's take a look at this one. I had this as an 8 in a BVG slab. I thought this one was really clean. Got a 6. Yeah. Who knows what the issue was with PSA on this one. Looks like a pretty nice copy to me, but upper right hand, upper left hand. So probably a fair grade though. Great card. Love Spawn. Not as dominant as Koufax was, but just from a consistency perspective. The guy also lost 43, 44, 45. He lost 3 years to World War II, to the war in service. So you figure he wins 20 games each of those years, he's up around 420 wins total, which puts him up in the upper echelon for all-time pitchers. There's a Frank Robinson. This looks like a 61. Yeah, it's a 61. Pretty well centered. Don't remember where I picked this one up, but let's take a look and see. Yeah, this one's pretty sweet. Pretty nice copy. Sometimes you can find these in really nice shape on eBay auctions. Got a 6. That's pretty consistent with what PSA has been doing. Yeah, sweet card. Way undervalued. This is the second one I've got. I think I've got this in the 7.5 in a CSG slab, so kind of nice to get this 6. Yeah, I love that card. First black major league, first black manager in the history of baseball, and won an MVP both in the American League and in the National League. Hit well over 500 home runs for his career and was hit for good average. Just a terrific, I mean, overshadowed by Mays and Clemente and Aaron, but equally good as those guys. Maybe not quite as good as Mays. I think Mays was the best of the bunch. This looks like a 59. Musial wraps out 3,000th hit. Let's see how he did on this one. Yeah, I think this might have been a CSG or a BVG 8, if I'm not mistaken. Great card. Baseball Thrills. Love these Baseball Thrills from 59. Got an 8. Nice. Super pleased with the 8. Kind of surprised. I don't think I paid a ton for this. I think I might have paid 40, 50 bucks for this. So back in an 8. Well, I guess we'll have to see what that's worth. Looks real clean. Centering's decent. Excuse me. Looks like a stand-up. Looks like it was... Nope, this must be a post. Yeah, it's a post serial card. I can still tell because it was cut. Oh, this is the Maze. Yeah, this is 61. So these were in post magazines. There's the hand cut, and then there's the non-hand cut. It's got a 2. It's fair. The content is pretty uneven. Still in a 2 though. That'll auction off all pretty well. This one looks like it was popped out, followed the perforation, so it might be a little higher grade than the 2. This is the Aaron. Came back in a 6. That's sweet. That's a pretty high grade for this card. Nice. Really like it. Sorry about my throat. Been a little bit sick lately. Throat's been a little sore. So this is a card. It's a 57 World Series batting foes. This is the classic Mantle and Aaron card. I picked this up, oh boy, back in December from Cal at the Ballpark card shop down in Apple Valley. I've always wanted this card. It's just a classic, and thought this was a pretty good copy. I don't know what the grade's going to be on this, but you can see bottom left, upper left, bottom right, but registration's really nice on this card. I'm hoping for a 6. Yeah, I got a 6. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, pretty pretty stoked that I got a 6 in this card. It's probably the biggest card in the whole order, and not really sure what a 6 goes for these days, but certainly one of the all-time classic cards, and I think it's the only time that Mantle and Aaron are on a card by themselves together. This is a 57 Clemente. Looks really nice, but it's got a little indentation in the upper part of the card. Yeah, you know, it looks like a 7, but probably is a 3 or a 4. Unfortunately, I've had a couple of these over the years. I've got one in pretty nice shape in a 57 top set. Got a 6. What? Oh my goodness. This got a 6. Wow. I'm shocked. I don't know if you can see that right there, but see that cut mark? This came back in a 6. They must have missed it. Wow. That's really hard to believe. But just look at the centering of this card. The registration is fantastic. There's no snowing. This is one of the most centered copies of this card I've ever seen. So for this to come back in a 6 kind of tells me that this might have been an 8 had it not been for that little cut mark there. All right, not bad, not bad. I'm pretty happy with that. Here's a Jim Brown. This is a 61. No, 62. I can't remember. I am so bad when it comes to those early 60s cards for football. It looks like it's got a little bit on the left here. But, yeah, everybody's got to have at least one Jim Brown card in their collection. I'm guessing this is a 5. 7. Whoa. I'm shocked. I'm totally shocked by this. I did not think this was going to be a 7. This is a pretty big card too, in a 7. I thought this was going to be a 6 or a 5. I was hoping for a 6, but expecting the worst with with PSA. Yeah, love that blue background and the brown jersey. I mean, it's criminal how undervalued his cards are. Picked this up raw at the ballpark from Cal. So to come back in a 7, boy, this is really a nice order. This card, these 3 cards, this one, and this one make up the order. 2 6s and a 7. And again, it's not about the grade only, it's about the card inside. Just look at that. It's a sweet centered card. All right, American League home run champions. I'm guessing this has Mantle on it. I don't remember this on this card, but this card's kind of rough. This came back as a 6? Wow, this grader had a great day. Must have gotten a little something the night before from his girlfriend or his wife. Holy smokes. I didn't think that was going to be a 6. Well, I'll take it. Maris and Mantle. Colavito, Bob Lemon. That's classic. 61 tops. This looks like a 63 K-line. What do we do on this one? Well, I've had this card for a while. I bet this is a 5. Also a 6. Wow. Wow. Again, kind of surprised. Thought it'd be a 5. A great photo. Also a criminally undervalued player. K-line and Robinson. 2 of the more undervalued cards of players out there. That's real nice. And then last but not least, a couple of 59 Robinsons. Guessing probably a 4 on this or a 5. 6. Another 6. Geez, they're just giving me the 6s. I mean, a 6 and a 59 Robinson. Super happy about that. Especially with the centering. I mean, but it's clean. I mean, it's not a bad card. And then you got another Robinson here. Well, if that's a 6, this is a 7. Yep, sure enough. This is one of the best orders I've ever had with PSA. I'm literally shocked. This came in as a 6, given that little cut mark up there, which you can kind of see. So, well, I'm really happy. I mean, last order I felt like I really got annihilated, and there were some really big cards in that order. So this kind of takes a little bit of that sting away, and feeling pretty good about what I got in terms of grades on this. So, all right, that's all I got for you. Leave a comment, leave a question. Love to hear from folks. Subscribe if you haven't, and hit that like button. And the last thing, I'll put a plug in for the Minnesota Card Show next week. It's on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it's the first annual National Card Show here in Minnesota. There's still plenty of tickets, and I'm set up on row 13, so swing through, come say hi. Hoping to see some other content creators out there, and if you see anything in my cases that you're interested in, man, make an offer and we can do a deal. All right, take care. Peace out to everybody. One love.